Welcome to Kinky Knots Cafe's Proactive is the Way. Proactive is the Way is a podcast brought to you by two sisters who dove into the health and wellness industry. One planned and the other by fate. We have joined forces to bring to you authentic conversations about our personal experiences as it relates to managing our health, working within the industry, and taking our combined knowledge to share with you some pearls of wisdom that you can take with you to live the best version of you. Over the next year, we will host 2 episodes a month. And each month, we will focus on a topic that is designed to increase an awareness of tools and resources to enhance an aspect of your mind, body, and spirit. All right, so I am back, and today I will be discussing grit, the power of passion and perseverance by Angela Duckworth. Today I'll be managing this solo. Tiffany had to head to Las Vegas and unfortunately will not be able to join us. So let's get started. Why do we tend to value people who are gifted, or as Angela clarifies, possesses an innate talent and can find success with ease, versus people who have to work extremely hard and possess a level of grit, defined as a combination of perseverance and passion? Why is it that those people have to find success more through trial and error? Those type of people lack the support that they need because they are not the chosen ones. Those people who had to pull themselves up by their bootstraps to find success. Angela shares in her book that effort and perseverance matter more than talent. And Duckworth argues that talent alone is not enough to achieve success. Instead, it is the combination of passion and sustained effort over time that leads to exceptional performance. She emphasizes the importance of cultivating a growth mindset where individuals believe their abilities can be developed through hard work and dedication. So as I read this book, one of the questions that came to mind was, does talent, or those with talent, supersede those with grit? As I reflected on this question, I thought to myself, well, in our society, when we are younger, I find that within our educational system, especially here in the US, it has a tendency to place those who are naturally gifted on a pedestal versus the students who have to work hard. Our educational system, from my point of view, it's flawed in that way because of the design. Also because I feel it doesn't properly train our teachers to be recruiters. They're not trained to track and find what I call the sleepers. They're not trained to cultivate skills appropriately, to identify them and to cultivate them. And I'll just give a couple of examples, and I see it on a daily basis. Individuals who possess foresight in the US, unlike some other countries, we don't train those who are gifted in that early enough. those who possess skills with telekinesis. We don't acknowledge the existence, and as such, we don't train those who possess those gifts. We tend to focus more on those who possess our traditional gifts, right? Those who can analyze, those who have the capabilities to compute numbers, those who have the capability to dissect information. But we don't focus on the comprehensiveness of our gifts. What our educational system does pretty decently, though, is that it does introduce our children, it introduces us to a myriad of disciplines or directions in which we can go. But it leaves those who do not possess a talent to the wayside. And it is up to us to find our path, find our mentors and our own tribe. And if we don't, we are left to fend for ourselves. We have the mentality of the survival of the fittest. So let me talk to you a little bit about how I define success. And I want to share with you that, or my thoughts with regards to when I found success. And if I thought I found success because of talent, or was it because I was gritty? And before I can share that, I feel it's very important that I touch on how I define success. And I think from my perspective, I don't define success, I think, by normal standards. Normal standards, what I hear, and I could be wrong, but what I hear is that success is a culmination of materialistic items. A lot of individuals, especially in the US, are very materialistic and define success based on things in which we have acquired. But from my perspective, I don't define success by normal standards. I tend to live in simplicity. So success for me is more about the intangibles. And in addition to that, I feel that it can mean something different within every aspect of my life. And so I'm going to break down the certain aspects of my life and define success in those respective areas. From a spirituality perspective, I have a very strong and personal relationship with God. I get to witness the beauties of God on a level that is real and not so elusive as we hear in mainstream America. And through the relationships in which I cultivate and the time that I take to work on myself, whether it's through working out, reading, showing up, each day I grow. And through that growth, I learn to better understand the inner workings of the world and myself. For me, growth equals success. From a familial perspective, showing up and being there for my family, having the capability to do that is success. From a career perspective, learning and expanding my expertise, being a consummate learner is success. Within my personal relationships, serving as a resource or pouring what I have into others unconditionally, but being very careful not to overextend myself is success. So, did I find success because I was talented or because I was gritty? Personally, my natural talents were always hidden. I am one who has always lived in obscurity. I was very selective at a young age, primarily because I am a borderline introvert. I was not the type of person who really had to thrive on human connection, but found the source of my energy from within. I cannot recall a time when I had a mentor that was visibly present. And I used to wonder why I was never chosen, even at work, for high potential programs, although I was very good at what I did. But there's always a silver lining. And although I was not classified as the chosen one, I had the opportunity to cultivate or develop the capability to use the essence of the universe to teach me. I kept an open mind in everything so that I can benefit from the teachings of everyone, everywhere, and in everything. Where people tend to get hung up in their ideologies and are defined by them, I do not. I maintain an open mind. And of course, this type of life, it does tend for me to walk alone. But in that, I have found true freedom. My mind is not confined by societal demands. I am not a conformist. It has allowed me to flow freely in and out of spaces to find that which resonates with my spirit. So, from my perspective, I believe that I have talent, but because it's not recognized, it wasn't classified as a gift, but it's a gift. But within my talent, because it was not openly recognized, I had to leverage passion and perseverance in order to get to where I am today. And so I thought about, well, because I talk about some of these mentors. My mentors were unseen. And I was thinking to myself as I was reflecting on Angela's book, who out there really helped to guide me? Those seen and those unseen. And a couple of the folks, of course, they are classified as celebrities today. One was Albert Einstein, the other was Oprah. And as I was doing some research, I was like, well, who else was out there that we classify as gritty? And there was a whole list of individuals. I did a Google search and wanted to see, well, how or what did Google think? I shouldn't say Google. It was actually a website that I had found called greatperformersacademy.com. And they were giving their perspective on who they felt was gritty. And yeah, Albert Einstein was on there. Oprah Winfrey was on there as well. So let's transition. How does one cultivate talent leveraging grit? I want to share some points that was brought up in Angela's book, because I think it's important for folks to know that just because initially you're not the chosen one does not mean that you are not worthy. And I get a little emotional about this because I want folks to know, I see folks every day, or you watch the news every day, and it tears me up because I feel like people, when they go through a challenging situation, instead of rise up, they try to take the easy way out, whether it's through drugs, alcohol, killing themselves. And it tears me up because I think to myself, it was probably at that moment that you decided to make a downward turn. Had you kept going, things would one day turn in your favor. And even if it didn't turn in your favor at the rate or with the notoriety that you sought, it is our job to find the silver lining within every situation. If not for ourselves, to help future generations. And so I really liked Angela Duckworth's book. I think I shared that earlier because she gave us some tools, some resources on how we can cultivate talent. Because each one of us possesses a talent. And just because it's not recognized does not mean it doesn't exist. And so because each one of us possesses this talent, I want to provide you some tools that she provided us, that helps us to cultivate that talent, to help us cultivate that talent by leveraging grit. Number one, develop a clear sense of purpose. Angela shares that in developing a clear sense of purpose, we need to have a strong sense of purpose. It's crucial for building and sustaining grit. She encourages readers to identify their core values and connect them with meaningful goals. And when individuals have a clear understanding of why they are pursuing a particular path, they are more likely to stay committed and resilient in the face of challenges. She talks about embracing a growth mindset. The belief that abilities can be developed through effort and practice is at the core of a growth mindset. Duckworth explains that individuals with a growth mindset are more likely to persevere and view setbacks as opportunities for learning and improvement. And by adopting this mindset, people can overcome obstacles and continue to grow in their pursuits. Another wonderful resource that she's provided us. Another wonderful tool is she shares that we need to cultivate a passion for long-term goals. Passion, it plays a crucial role in developing grit. Duckworth describes two types of passion: harmonious passion and obsessive passion. Harmonious passion involves a deep interest in an activity that aligns with one's core values, while obsessive passion is driven by external validation and can be detrimental to long-term success. She encourages individuals to cultivate harmonious passion by exploring different interests and finding activities that bring them joy and fulfillment. And for those who follow me on Kinky Knots Cafe, one of my motivational Mondays was all about practicing deliberate practice. Deliberate practice refers to purposeful and focused practice with the intention of improving specific skills. Duckworth explains that deliberate practice involves breaking down complex tasks into smaller components, seeking feedback, and pushing oneself outside of the comfort zone. And by engaging in deliberate practice, individuals can develop mastery in their chosen domain and continually improve their performance over time. I'll close on this. A proverb, a Japanese proverb. Nana Kurobi Yaoki, which means fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Never give up hope, and always strive for more. All right, folks. Before I head out, of course, I'm going to keep it going. I am a lover of music. I think Tiffany's a lover of music as well. She's actually headed to Vegas to see Usher. So she's definitely a lover of music, loves attending concerts. But I kept thinking about what musical piece really corresponded to our topic today. And the one that came up was The Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. And in that particular song, Dave Bickler, he had shared the following verses. Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You change your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. And of course, as you know, it's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survival stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. All right, folks, join me in 2 weeks as I introduce you to our next topic on mental performance. I will provide you tools to improve your memory, concentration, communication, organization, creativity, and time management. I do look forward to you joining me, and in preparation for our discussions, I will include where you can pick up a copy of our featured book. To access all replays or learn more about Kinky Knots Cafe's Proactive is the Way, please visit www.kinkynotscafe.com. KinkyKnotsCafe.com. Proactive is the way, my friends. Take good care.